Hello everyone and welcome to the second video on the SOS channel, and today we're going to talk about how to turn your DSLR into a webcam. This tutorial is going to cover Canon cameras and specifically the Canon 70D. A lot of people who own brands different than Canon have had that capability as a plug and play. And finally, Canon recently decided to join the game again by releasing their EOS Webcam Utility. So this video is going to cover that and also different ways that you can connect your Canon DSLR and use as a webcam in OBS or Zoom or whatever streaming service you're using. So stay tuned, here we go. So the first thing you want to do is head over to the Canon website, which I will list in the description below, and download the EOS Webcam Utility, and this is going to let you use it as a webcam. So first find your model and click it. For mine in EOS 70D, I could not find the webcam utility on there on the page. So I went ahead and got into the 77D and downloaded that one, and it worked for me. So you can do the same, and here you go. You will see it. It says EOS Webcam Utility Beta, and this is still a beta version, so download that. Once you have the webcam utility downloaded, just go through the installation process and it will install it on your computer, whether you have a Mac or a PC. You're not going to see any programs and you're not going to be able to open it as an individual program, but what's going to happen is in your streaming service or your camera sources, it will be an option where you can actually select it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get it functioning inside of OBS. So what you want to do at this point is plug in your Canon camera via the USB cable into your computer and make sure that you have it set on photo mode. So if you have it set on video mode, you might experience some lag. So make sure it is on photo mode. Once you have that, what you want to do is open up your OBS and select your video capture source, whatever it is in your scene. Double click that and you will find under device, you will find it says EOS Webcam Utility Beta. So go ahead and select that option and it should pop up and you will be able to see it on the screen right there. This is what I'm aiming it at. And if you notice, I have the use preset button selected. If you experience an issue where it does not show up, there are a couple things you need to pay attention for. What you want to do is uncheck the use preset. Go ahead and select the resolution, the frame rate as simple FPS value, and set it to 29.97. These are the only options available, so you will just be verifying those options. And at that point, it should actually pop up. That did happen to me the first time I set it. And after I did it this way, then it started showing up whether I click use preset or not. So that is one thing you want to do if it does not show up immediately the first time you try to load it. The second thing you want to watch out for is the Canon EOS Utility application. So if you had that already installed on your computer, that application will not allow the EOS Webcam Utility to function at the same time. So you want to make sure that the EOS Canon Utility software is not open and is not working in the background. So if you are on a Mac, you can go to the activity monitor and force quit that. If you are on a PC, just go to task manager and make sure the EOS Canon Utility is not operating in the background. Because what happens is when you plug in your Canon into a USB, if you do have the EOS Utility on your computer, many times it will just run automatically in the background. So you want to close out of that. If that does not work, then unselecting the use preset and selecting the options from the drop-down menu, as I just showed you, will make it work. Next, we're going to move on to Streamlabs OBS and get it set up over there. So open up Streamlabs OBS. Also, again, go to the video capture source, whatever it is. Double click on that and select again the EOS Webcam Utility Beta, and it should show up. I had an issue when I first did it, and it was not showing up here also. So I did uncheck the use preset option, and the first time I did it, it still did not work. And I noticed that the frames per second option is not available to select, and maybe that's why it did not show up in Streamlabs OBS. So I'm going to show you what to do in case you're using Streamlabs OBS and you still cannot have the picture show up. So what I did was get it to function in OBS and then going to the settings inside Streamlabs OBS and doing an OBS import. And when I did that, it worked fine. And now it works whether I uncheck the preset or check the preset or whatever it is that I do, it is now functioning properly. Next, I'm going to show you how to get it set up in Zoom. So in Zoom, again, you go to Zoom, open up the preferences, go to video and select the EOS Webcam Utility. And that gave me no issues at all the first time I did it, and it just showed up automatically inside of Zoom. So that's it for that. If you are still experiencing some issues and cannot get it to work, I'm going to show you another trick you can do, another workaround using an application called CamTwist. So you want to download that as well. It is available for Mac. I'll have the link in the description below, so you can go ahead and download that as well. Once you have CamTwist downloaded, go ahead, open it up, go to CamTwist preferences, and over there you can go ahead and select the resolution that you want. You can go ahead and select the largest one, which is 1280 by 720, and set your frame rate. I have it set to 30. Go to webcam, double click that, and then under camera and settings here you can go ahead and select the EOS Webcam Utility. You can also save that setup for later. So what's happening now is your camera is connected through the EOS Webcam Utility, and CamTwist is picking up that signal. So now CamTwist is your camera, and it will be available as a source in all the other applications as CamTwist, and I'm going to show you what I mean. So again, in OBS you can go to the video capture, and under device you can now select CamTwist as your camera, because that is your camera now. Once you have CamTwist selected, your camera should pop up. You can go ahead and select the use preset, and the image will show up. So we'll do the same thing for Streamlabs OBS. We'll open up Slobs, go to the video capture again, and select the device as CamTwist, check use preset, and the image will show up also. As for Zoom, also again, under Zoom preferences, you can go ahead, go to video, and under video, check your camera source as CamTwist, and there you go. So both of the options we just covered rely on having the EOS Webcam Utility available. So what are you going to do if that webcam utility is not available for your brand of Canon? Well, there are two things you can try. The first thing is just go ahead and download the webcam utility for the closest model that resembles yours, because that's actually what I did. I have the 70D. It did not exist at the time when I downloaded the webcam utility, so I went ahead and tried the 77D one, and that actually worked. So you can actually go ahead and do that. The second workaround only works for Mac, and that is downloading an app called Camera Live. And I'm going to have the link in the description below. And this is how Camera Live works. Once you have it installed, go ahead and open Camera Live, and you're going to see your camera show up here. Mine is the Canon EOS 70D, and it's going to say active. When you get that, just minimize that window, and again go ahead and open up CamTwist. Under CamTwist this time, we're going to select the siphon and not the webcam. Double click on siphon source, go to settings, and select Camera Live as your siphon server. Once you do that, now your image is going through Camera Live and into CamTwist again. So in OBS, you can go ahead and select the video capture and get into that device. Under devices, you select CamTwist because that's where your image is now. And there you go, it shows up in OBS. And I'm going to show you the same thing. It works for Slobs and also for Zoom. Since the image is now going through the camera into Camera Live instead of the EOS Webcam Utility, but still going into CamTwist. So we open up Streamlabs OBS. Go to the video capture again. Go to the camera sources, the device, and select CamTwist. And that will get the image, and you are done. Same exact thing works for Zoom now. So you just go to Zoom, select preferences, and under the video options, you just go into that and also select your camera as CamTwist. And there you go. So all of these ways I just mentioned, they rely on you plugging in your camera through the USB cable into your computer, and that is all you need. Just make sure your camera is set to the photo mode. And another thing you need to make sure is disable the auto shut off in the menu. Otherwise, it might just shut off after a while. The final way we're going to discuss is if all else fails, you can still plug it in using HDMI. So the camera is going to have a mini HDMI output, so you need a mini HDMI to HDMI cable, and you will also require an HDMI capture card such as the CamLink, which supports 4K, or in my case I'm just using this cheap generic one for this video's purposes. It just says HDMI video capture, some Chinese model, but actually works pretty well and gives an okay image for a fraction of the price of a CamLink. So once you have your HDMI capture card ready, go ahead and plug in the camera's HDMI output into the HDMI capture card and plug the HDMI capture card via USB into your computer. Again, go into OBS, go ahead, double click the video source, and now you will notice that it says USB video. In your case, it might say HDMI source, whatever. Once you click that, it will automatically show up and you can set your resolution. You will notice that the menu options appear on your stream. So what you want to do is double click that info button on your camera to get rid of those. A drawback in this method is that if you have your camera set on autofocus, you will continue to see that autofocus rectangle show up. So you can only use manual focus to make it disappear. Then you can resize your image to whatever you want. Another couple of drawbacks on using the HDMI is that this only works on video mode. So if you set it on camera mode, it will not show up and will not be recognized. So make sure this time the camera is set on video mode, and this causes two problems. The first and easy to fix one is that you will see this black border all around your image, and you will have to significantly increase the size of your image to fit the screen, which might decrease the resolution of the image. The other more important one is that although you will have the automatic shut off disabled on your camera, inside of video mode the camera shutter will still close after 30 minutes. And it's going to ask you to go ahead and get up and press the start stop button on your camera to get it functioning again. I did contact Canon about this to see if there's a workaround around this, and there is not. The only thing they suggested was to remove the SD card from the camera, and that may disable that feature. However, I did remove it and I tried, and it still shut off after 30 minutes. So if you plan on streaming or conference calling for less than 30 minutes, then the HDMI option might be one for you if all the other ones fail. However, if you are streaming for longer than 30 minutes, you may have to deal with just getting up and pressing that start stop button in the middle of your stream. Well, this should cover everything you need in order to use your Canon DSLR as a webcam. This should also include all the possible fixes, since I have seen multiple videos on YouTube that do not mention how to fix the issues with the EOS Webcam Utility. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video and it was helpful to you. If so, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you in the next video.